guys, welcome back to True Crime with Shannon, where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Well, this is beautiful Michael Vaughan, otherwise known as Monkey. I have been following the case of this missing little guy for way too long. And I'm going to go over briefly about his case here for those that are not aware. And I do recommend you check out the playlist here on the channel. I have quite a bit more extensive work on his case. And there's a lot that's about to hopefully start coming out. And we're going to be discussing that today. So let me pull up some facts about Monkey. Okay, again, this is Michael Monkey Vaughan. Now, his mom has affectionately called him Monkey, and folks have questioned necessarily why the public has called him Monkey. Well, Brandy Neal, who's his mama, has affectionately, like I stated, called him Monkey, and she has told us that this is totally great with her for us to call him Monkey. So if you question if this is appropriate, well, there's your answer for that. So this little beautiful fella, he went missing back on July 27th, 2021. He wandered off out of his family's home while his dad was changing his baby sister's diaper and ordering pizza. So basically he was sitting there playing his game, and his father thought everything was all good. He had a couple minutes real quick to go change his baby sister, order a pizza for all the kids, and he came back out, and little Michael had wandered out of the home. Neighbors state he was going door to door looking for someone to play with. Now, there have been some neighbors who have been super helpful and some that have not been helpful, unfortunately, involving little Michael's disappearance. Police believe he disappeared between 6:40 and 7 p.m. And he was last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt, blue boxer-style shorts, and flip-flops. And that photo below there, that is part of a program that Michael's beautiful face is on, and it has traveled throughout the country trying to help bring this little guy home. And that's the Homeward Bound program. And I do have a video on that as well in the playlist. So please, if you haven't heard of Michael's case or you're new to any of these facts, please do check out the playlist. And if you still have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can help find out some answers for you. There's a lot of stuff I do know, and there's still stuff that only the police know. So what we're out here for, myself, and there's quite a lot of other YouTube creators, as well as Monkey's Army, we are out here sharing Michael's story, and our goal is to bring this beautiful boy back home to his mom and dad and his siblings. So today we have some good news, if you can call it good news, because unfortunately a lot of the news in this case, it gets to that iffy point. But I always like to go back to photos of Michael, because this is what it's all about, is this beautiful boy right here. We want answers, and we want to, again, bring him home, and that has always been the goal. So we're going to cover the update today on little Monkey. All right, so this is KTVB7. They have done an excellent job covering Michael's case from the very beginning. Now, there has been a woman who she was arrested, and then she's been basically in a mental evaluation period for far too long. And today we got some good news. Well, last week began the good news, but here is the current update as far as his case, Michael Vaughan's case. Woman charged with failure to report the death of Michael Vaughan is ruled fit to proceed. Now, she was ruled fit to proceed last week, and this is all the current updates on this case. Sarah Wondra, that's her name, and her husband, his name is Stacy Wondra, and he's in another facility on unrelated charges for Michael Vaughan, but we'll also get into that at a later time. So she was found fit to proceed last week, and this morning it's been signed off on. So here is the complete update on that at Payette, Idaho. The woman charged with the failure to report the death of Michael Vaughan, the young boy who went missing from Fruitland in 2021, is now fit to proceed in court. Sarah Wondra, 35, was declared mentally fit to proceed in a hearing on Monday morning after being held at a state hospital in Blackfoot. She has been held in the state hospital since November of 2022. Now, I know for me, November to we're heading at the end of March here, that's been a long time to finally get this woman cleared mentally fit. And I could tell you, for Brandy and Tyler and the rest of Monkey's family, that's got to be a bazillion years, really. A Payette County judge said in a recent Idaho Department of Health and Welfare report indicates a state psychologist recommended Wondra will be able to continue in court proceedings. Neither the state or defense objected to the recommendation. Yeah, we want answers from this woman, and it's been long coming. The judge later signed off on the report based on the doctor's recommendations and will also sign an order transporting Wondra back to Payette County to be present for her upcoming status conference on April 17th, and then the preliminary hearing will be on April 18th. Wondra's defense plans to argue bond at the next hearing. Yeah, good luck with that. So it looks like April 17th, finally going to get this woman, finally going to sit there and have to answer some questions. Granted, it's a preliminary hearing, but like I said, we've been waiting since November for this. So finally, she has been declared mentally stable, and this case can finally go from a pause, it can hit play again. Wondra was arrested November 12th at her home in Fruitland. She was one of the occupants of a house on Red Wing Street in Fruitland that investigators began searching a day earlier. After receiving a lead that came from what Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff called, quote, a very credible tip, unquote, related to the disappearance of Michael Vaughan, who was 5 years old when last seen in his Fruitland neighborhood in July of 2021. Police said they believe Vaughan's remains were located in the backyard at the Wondra's residence, but his body was never found after days of excavation. Police later announced the identities of two more people thought to have first-hand knowledge in the abduction of Vaughan: Brandon Shirtliff, 30, believed to be somewhere in North Dakota, and Adrian Lucene, 32, believed to be somewhere in Toledo, Ohio, or California. Shirtliff and Lucene were living in Wondra's home at the time of Michael's disappearance. So now, as of right now, they're stating, meanwhile, Michael Vaughan is still considered missing, and anyone with any information may help solve this case. If you can help solve this case or have any answers, please call Crime Stoppers at 208-343-COPS, which is 208-343-2677, or email findmichael@fruitland.org. Again, that's findmichael@fruitland.org. All right, I am going to include the link to KTVB's. They have quite a good timeline, everything that it breaks down the case. However, what I want to get into is where the Wondras and Shirtliff and Lucene came into the picture. Again, this is KTVB7. A potential lead. It came on a brisk day in mid-November 2022. It was a break in the case. Police arrived at the Vaughan family home that morning, and Brandy Neal expected it was like any other visit. the police pay to the family to check in with them. The family gets regular check-ins with Chief Huff and his team. And if you've seen my past video and also their updates here, the team that works Michael's case and Brandy and Tyler are very, very close. They work very closely together. They spoke calmly when they told her an arrest has been made. Police said to stay inside the home and hunker down. Police told her they received a credible tip that Michael's remains could be in a backyard nearby. And they were going to excavate every single inch. Now, you have to imagine, I can't imagine Brandy that day when she received the news. My heart broke, and I remember feeling sick to my stomach when I heard this news. If Monkey's Army, myself, and the others included, felt that way, I can't imagine how Brandy and Tyler and the rest of the family felt when they heard that news. My heart breaks for them. Just thinking that's this worst of what could have happened to Michael. Basically, they went on they searched this backyard. Now, the even harder thing for Brandy and Tyler and the family, the Wondra home was just a 2-minute drive from the Vaughn's home. 2 minutes. And Brandy and the family could hear them digging that backyard every single day. The thought just makes me sick to my stomach as I even think about it right now. So the Wondra's backyard was being torn apart. Multiple law enforcement agencies surrounded that home. It was on 1102 Red Ring Street. They were out there with shovels, who remained sniffing dogs, heavy machinery. They dug up every inch of that backyard. They took dirt back to another location in a large truck, and they evaluated every piece of dirt. Brandy, like they're saying here, she sat out in the street for hours. She watched the truck go by with dirt, then come back without it and leave again. She wanted so badly to go over there, but she stopped herself. Chief Huff and his team told her not to go over there, and I can't imagine how much strength it took for her to hold back. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it all the way. Brandy Neal is an amazing, amazing woman, amazing mother. She's one of the strongest people that I can imagine. She's been dealing with her loss of her missing son. It's bad enough that her son walked out their door, went missing, but she's gone through people accusing her, accusing Tyler, her husband, his father, Michael's father, of doing something to little Michael. Can you imagine? And yes, Fruitland PD has cleared this family of any wrongdoing. So, while hearing about this new lead, I gotta believe that, because personally my feeling was, I was glad they had a new lead and Sarah Wondra was arrested. on that November 11th last year. But the fact that Chief Huff and his team believe that Michael may have been buried in that backyard breaks my heart. Just, it crumbles my heart. Not only that, but they excavated this backyard and they found nothing. They found traces, but no remains of Monkey. So, on that November 11th of last year, Sarah was charged with the failure to report a death. And she told the court that none of this was correct. She went on to tell the law enforcement that God told her some things, and I don't know if her goal from the beginning was to appear insane, if it was a game, I don't know. But she needs to know, this is not a game. This is a child's life and a family's life. And thousands of people who have grown to love little Michael and his family since hearing of his disappearance back in summer of 2021. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is real life. And it was from a credible tip that came from another person inside the home. Police know who that is. We have no idea. Question is, was the credible tip Stacy or Sarah? I don't think so, because Stacy's been in jail on other unrelated charges, firearms charges. Could it have been Brandon or Adrian? Possible. It could have been someone else. It's hard to say. And for those still wondering, no, Brandy Neal and her family do not know the Wondras. They have no idea who these people are. They don't know Brandon Shirtliff. They don't know Adrian Lucene. They don't know any of these people. And the amount of insane things, and there she is right there, in her initial appearance, where she told the judge that he was not correct. She understood the charges, but they're not correct. Okay, Sarah. So Brandy has been, since the beginning, she walked around miles upon miles and went back and walked those same miles again, all over Fruitland, putting up flyers, handing out flyers about Michael. And you know what? She probably gave a flyer to the Wonders home. And there's a TikTok video where Michael's missing person flyer poster can be seen hanging on their refrigerator door behind her. I mean, what the hell? So at this point, they've got her since November. Can't talk to her because she was mentally unstable. But now that she's been shown to be stable enough for trial, to start making appearances, guess what? That's going to finally happen. April 17th. Let's get it going. Then we can't forget about the two other guys. Two more people. We had already had Sarah and Stacy, which Stacy, like I said, he's been in jail. I don't know how much has happened. He has yet to be charged with anything to do with Michael. But they don't have to worry too much about Stacy right now. he's in jail, so there's no reason to rush that particular end of things. But Chief Huff announced that's when he announced back on December 1st, make sure I got the date correctly here. He announced that the identity of two more people. That's when he announced that they were looking to speak with Brandon Shurtleff and Adrienne Lucene. Both of which they sort of talked to. But there's still so many questions. So many questions. And all we can hope at this point is that we can get some answers from Sarah. We can get some answers from Sarah, because this little boy right here is what it's all about. It's what it's been all about since the very beginning of it all. Michael Vaughan was the second case I started to cover here on True Crime with Shannon. The first being Summer Wells. Michael's case means a lot to me. I don't know Brandy, really. I talk to her on the internet occasionally. I don't know Tyler Vaughan. I don't know the kids. I never met any one of them. But you know what? I feel for them. I pray for them regularly. I think about this beautiful face every day. And if the worst case scenario has happened, but he's no longer with us, and I hate to say that out loud, and if Brandy's listening, I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but we have to get him justice. There's just no other option. I want closure for Brandy and Tyler and Monkey's siblings. And if someone hurt this little boy, I want justice for that. And we're going to finally start hopefully getting there April 17th. And I will be ready and waiting. And I hope to goodness they don't grant her bond. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this one. I don't post I don't post a lot about Michael these days, but now that we have some more movement, you'll be seeing more videos about Michael. I've never given up on him because he deserves the best. He deserves us to give him every bit of hope, every bit of faith that we have. He deserves that. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.